Hello everyone, my name is Winters and welcome back to this Let's Play series of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. We are continuing on exactly from where we left off. We currently have one job in the garage and we also have a little project that we're working on over here in our spare time. Before we go any further though, we are going to check the phone and we're going to see if there's any experience orders, and any that aren't, we're going to dismiss them. Like so. No experience orders. Okay. So we're going to get stuck into this bad boy, so that means taking a look and see what we have to do. Controlling the car feels loose. Brake problems. Right, can the car go into the test path? It can. This should identify a lot of the problems for us. There we go. Wasn't moving forward for some reason, I don't know why. But it's working now. Okay, so front brakes on the left are terrible. On the right, they're not that much great either. They're pretty bad. Rear brakes on the left are really bad as well, and rear brakes on the right are really bad. So I'm thinking brake pads, calipers, stuff like that. Suspension. Now, suspension on the left and right is below average. We might find a few items there like... I don't know, shocks maybe. So yeah, it looks like calipers, brake pads, brake disc ventilated, brake pads again. Yeah, so there's we found a lot of stuff there. So now we'll move it back to lifter A, and we'll get her up on the lift. I'm thinking the brake servo might be something that needs work on this thing. So we'll pop the hood and ooh, it's one of these. The engine's in the back. Oh, yeah. Right, okay, so let's pop the trunk. We'll take off the engine cover. And, oh my. Right. I think we'll just lift her up. And we'll start taking off wheels. That's probably the best thing to do. So, these are coming off. And, oh, I can see the ABS pump and the ABS module definitely needs work. So let's start on the front and we'll get that done, and then we'll make our way down to the back. That wheel hub cap, what's the bearing like? Bearing looks really bad actually. And it's 36%. Let's move over the other side. Actually, do you know what I should have done? I should have marked off all the items that need replacing. That bearing looks alright. Okay, so let's do that now. Brake pads, brake disc, ventilators, calipers, brake pads, calipers. And I'm guessing these two parts that are yet to be discovered is the ABS module and the ABS pump. Let's put a new one of those in because we can recondition those. New brake disc ventilators. We have pads and we definitely have calipers and cylinders. And we may as well put the wheel back on now. Okay, well actually, now that I thought about it, maybe I shouldn't have done that. What's the... Oh, look at this. Yeah, you see? So, the inner and outer tie rods need replacing. On this side, anyway. I wonder what that front end link is like. Doesn't look great. Yeah, needed to be replaced. That steering rack might need to be replaced as well. Yeah, I'd say it does. So we need to take off this inner and outer tie rod. And steering rack, yep, need to be replaced. Now, do we have a steering rack? We don't. Alright, well, what we'll do is we'll put this stuff back on here. Wheel hub bearing, we'll put the one that came out of it back in because that wasn't listed as an item that needed to be replaced. And we'll put the pads and the calipers. And then what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can recondition that steering rack. Which we can't. Okay, so we need to get a steering rack. So what I will do is go into the parts section here and we'll type rack. Haha. I know, I'm a big child. We'll buy 3 of them. That way we'll have 2 spare. Now we'll get the steering rack in. And we'll get the inner tie rod on this side. The one that came out of it is fine. And the outer tie rod, same thing again. The one that came out of it is fine. Now we'll put the tire or the wheel back on. We'll move over the far side and we'll do the same thing over there. So inner tie rod, brand new. Outer tie rod, brand new. And the end link, do we have one? We do indeed, so we'll put that in. And now the wheel can go back on. Alright, and that means now we can move down the back. So we'll take off the wheels here first. If we can, yep, there we go. Alright, and off come the calipers, the brake pads, the brake disc, and let's put stuff back on while we're working on it. Alright, so we don't have brake discs. So in that case, we're going to move back over here, and we're going to take off the calipers, and the brake pads, and the brake disc. Right, so now we need to go back into the shop, and we need brake discs. So I think I'm going to get like 6 of them. That way we'll have 4 spare. We'll get 4 ventilated, brake disc ventilated to have spares, and that should be good enough, I think. Right. All new brake pads, reconditioned calipers. And now we can put the wheel back on. Even though it's not in great condition. I mean, we could break it down, we could do them up, but I don't think we get anything extra for it. As far as I know, we don't actually. If I knew that we did, then I would definitely do that. Because it just requires a bit more time. You know, it's not that big of a deal, really. Just you're talking a couple of minutes to recondition the wheels, but I don't know that, so I'm not going to do that. Right, let's get her down. And I'm going to quickly recondition those calipers. Okay, now we put back on the engine cover. This is what I'm looking for. Normal mode. Drop the trunk. Let's take a look. All done there. Oh, ABS module and ABS pump. That's fine. So we pop the hood. And now we're going to take these out. And we'll put reconditioned ones back in. Oh, we don't have an ABS pump. Okay. I'm pretty sure we should have an ABS module. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 3 pumps. Shit, I bought modules. Damn it! Stupid son of a bitch. Bought the wrong ones. Oh well. We'll use them at some point. Alright, and look at this now. I'm going to have a shitload. Oh, not that many. Not as many as I thought. That's fine. That's fine. So now we'll drop the hood. We'll recondition. Oh, we can't recondition. Okay, so those purchases were good. Sorry about that phone going off there, guys. Somebody's texting me. I swear, some people are so inconsiderate. So we'll mark off all this stuff. So we spent 3,200 on parts, and we're getting nearly 6 grand back in payout. And that is the job complete. Excellent. We got that done in less than 10 minutes. So that means we're going working on our little side project here. So let's start stripping. And we're going to start off with the engine first. And we're going to completely disassemble the engine. And then we'll work on suspension and stuff like that. So let's get to work on all of this. Let's get that clip off there. Get this engine head cover. Right. Do you know what? Manifold is probably next best step. Wonderful. Okay, now I absolutely detest taking out these push rods and rockers, because it's so damn tedious. Ah! See, they're so small. If you're not very careful with your mouse movements, you can end up missing the damn things. Alright, now we'll go over the far side. We'll do the same here. Excuse me. So I'm actually recovering from a really bad sickness. I got some sort of a flu or a bug, and I was in an absolute heap. I was really, really sick. I was sore all over. I had terrible muscle and joint pains and bone pains, and yeah, I was in a really, really bad condition. And I'm just getting over it now. In fact, you can probably hear it in my voice that I'm still not 100%. So I actually haven't done anything with this series for about a week, and this is the first time I've actually felt like I could get something done. So I apologize if I don't sound like my usual self, but I'm sure you'll understand it is because I am just getting back to normal. But I'm really excited to get back into this Let's Play series, because I've actually really missed recording episodes for you guys, because I'm having a lot of fun with this game. A lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. And I know from talking to some of you guys on voice that you've been enjoying it as well, particularly me and my goldfish memory. That seems to be something that you guys are getting a kick out of, me trying to remember parts when I'm going into the store. I'm like, what the hell was I meant to get? And you know, it's like 10 seconds later and I can't freaking remember. Right. Let's see, I think that is most, so I think we can start working on the bottom end now. Let's pull out that radiator, and we'll pull out that battery. We'll pull out that brake servo, and we'll lift her up. So lift her up, and we'll put our battery on here and get that fully charged, or recharged maybe, it's the words I'm looking for. Oh, have I? Oh, I must have already stripped the bottom end of this. Okay. Shit. So that means that I can actually come straight into pulling out the pistons. So pistons, out you come. Alright, now we'll move over the far side. Alright, now we can lift her up and we can take out the crankshaft. There's the crankshaft. Okay, down again, and we're going to pull out the engine block. Engine block V8 OHB. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, I said I was going to do something different this time. Oh, wait. I've already done the suspension. That was the something different. Right. Right, so I've already done the suspension. So we've actually quite a bit of work done with this car. So now we're going to recondition parts. And I want to see if the engine block is going to be one of those things that we can recondition. So I'm very curious if that's going to pop up here. There's the crankshaft anyway, because that's a pricey piece of kit. There's some of the engine heads. There's the engine block. Right, that's great. So it is something that we are going to be able to recondition. So now back we go, and we're going to put in that engine block. And let's put in the crankshaft. So up she goes. We're going to take out these pipes. V8 OHV front exhaust pipe. Right, I need to remember that. And now we're going to put in the crankshaft, which is reconditioned. We had one anyway. Okay. Down you come again. Now we're going to have to get pistons, and I think they were just straight up pistons, weren't they? So we'll do a search for piston with Conrad, and we'll get let's get 12. We'll have some spares, and we'll do the same with the rings. And now we can start putting in the pistons. Brand new shiny pistons along with brand new rings. And the rings are oil rings and compression rings. There's always two sets of rings that goes onto pistons. The oil rings basically prevent the oil from coming up from the sump or the oil pan into the cylinder. And when I say into the cylinder, I'm talking from the top end of the piston to the bottom end of the engine head. Because when the piston goes up, oil... So when the piston comes up to here, alright, oil gets spread around here, keeping it lubricated. And when the piston goes down, the oil rings prevent the oil from staying up here, and it basically scrapes it back down again so that there is no oil around here when the explosion happens from the fuel. So there you are, a little bit of knowledge put on your ass. And obviously the compression rings are designed to perform a complete seal between the piston and the engine head, so that there is I don't want to say a vacuum, but so that there is no pressure lost when the explosion happens, because if there was a loss of pressure, then the piston wouldn't get pushed down. So that's what the compression rings are for. And there are your two types of piston rings. So there you are. Carburetors, they should be reconditioned. They are indeed. Excellent. Put on the other one now. Okay. Brakes are, I think we have one of those. We do indeed. I doubt I have an air filter. I do have an air filter. That was lucky. Excuse me. Radiator. Get you in. Think. Do we have valve push rods? We don't. Alright, so I need 16 of those. Do we have spark plugs? We do. May as well put those in now. And now we'll move over to the far side and we'll do the same here. Looks like we have just enough spark plugs to finish out this job, which is fantastic. How are we doing on time? 18.5 minutes on the nose. That is plenty of time. We have a good 5, maybe 10 minutes left to get work done in this episode. So we should have a lot of stuff done by the time we finish. Right, we need an ignition distributor, we need an ignition coil, we need exhaust manifolds V8 OHV, we need cam gear V8 OHV. Right, let's see if I can remember all that stuff. So, ignition, coil B, ignition distributor, V8 OHV. And we'll see if we can find the parts here that we need. There was a cam gear V8 OHV, there we go. And there was exhaust manifolds, that was it, exhaust manifolds. This one here, and we need 2. And that's all that we said we needed for now, so we'll get those parts on. Damn, I should have got the push valve rod things. The ignition coil in. Do we have a fuel filter? We do. Excellent. That's fantastic. We have the manifolds, so we'll put those in next. We'll get the one on over the far side. Okay, now, do we have a timing chain? We do. Alright, excellent. Timing cover, reconditioned. Alright, camshaft pulley, we need one of those. Do we have a water pump? We do. This is great, we're absolutely flying it here. Water pump pulley, yeah, I didn't think we'd have one of those. Camshaft pulley, V8 OHV, water pump pulley. And valve push rods. Alright. Camshaft pulley. There we are. Water pump pulley. Water pump pulley. There we go. Rods. Valve push rods. And we need 16 of those bad boys. Okay. So now let's get that stuff installed. I doubt we have belts. We don't. So I'll have to come back to that. Let's... Ugh. The valve push rods. Oh, I should have got the rockers as well. Damn it. Do I have rockers? I do. Okay. That was a bit of luck. I'm thinking now, we'd be very lucky if I happen to have 16 rockers to complete this job. We might, I mean, it's possible, but I'm just thinking, I never bought 16 to have as spares, did I? And I can't remember from the last episode if I'd done them in that, if I purchased them at that time. Maybe I did, I mean, I don't know. We got half of it done anyway, so that's good. And it looks like we have enough rockers. Once we get about 2 or 3 more done, we will definitely know if we have enough. But so far it's looking very, very good. Oh, I can see the bad ones are turning up. This is gonna be close. We need 3 more. Yay, we're gonna have enough. Alright, okay, so at least that saves us going out into the store again just to complete this part of it. Alright, next we're going to put on the engine head cover, which we don't have. So engine head cover, V8 OHVA, and obviously the other one is a B. So V8 OHV, and we go down to engine head, engine block, engine head cover. V8 OHVD, here we are, there's the A, and there's the B. Shit, I bet you I bought the B now and there's no need for the B. I bet you that's what's going to happen. Yep, look, there, I told you, son of a bitch. Doesn't matter, we'll use it again at some point in the future for another job. Assuming that I don't make the same mistake again, of course. Right, ignition rotor, we have one of those. Do we have a distributor cap? We do. Ignition wires, I doubt we have. We don't have them, yeah. Okay. So belt B and belt A, so I can pick those up now. Looking for ignition wires. Shit. It's none of those. Right, let's get the belts. Belt A, V8 OHV, there we go. Belt B. There's belt B. Damn it, I can't remember those ignition wires. I probably need that oil filter. Were they a H or a D or an A? It's definitely not them because we have 2 carburetors on the car. Well, I guess we'll have to go back in and see. Let's just have a gander. Ignition wires V8. That's why. Okay. We'll get the belts on in any case. And the fan should be... Yep, there it is. We had one to spare anyway. So ignition wires V8. Ignition wires V8. So they should be around here. There they are. Okay. Now clips. Mustn't forget the clips. And she's looking pretty good. How are we doing on time? We're right on the mark where we should be finishing up. Okay. Yeah, we're going to leave it there for now. We got a lot of work done in that episode. Wow, we got the engine stripped and pretty much 100% reassembled. It's just the bottom end that we have to do. So, yeah, a lot of work done there in that episode. That was fantastic. Before we finish up, we're going to check the phone. Yay, we got a story order. Do we have any experience orders? We don't. Alright, so we'll probably work on that story order in our next episode. So, we're going to leave it there for now. Thanks a million for watching, folks. I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. That would help me out enormously. My name is Winters, and I'll see you next time. So, until then, take care.